R&B Divas LA and LA here. It's all about LA. I know, right? So let's get it started with R&B Divas LA, and then we're gonna move on in to LA here. R&B Divas. To get started, I was just like, wow, Chrisette Michelle is really looking good on this show. I'm very impressed with her presence on the show. She's very calm. I like her, you know, she's very soft spoken, and you know, she talks like this, but then when she gets serious, she's very serious about her business. I love that. Her, Leela James, great additions to the show. So I'm watching her, and she's doing her set at the Savoy, and her sound is messing up. And then, but the thing about it is that she had a conversation with Shantae Moore, and Shantae Moore tried to, you know, she asked her, you know, how's the sound there? And Shantae wasn't really trying to tell her, you know, that the sound was kind of jacked up. It's kind of weird that you would not tell someone, a fellow singer, you know what I'm saying, that the sound is kind of jacked up there. But she didn't want to tell her, and so when she got on stage, but you know what? Chrisette Michelle is a trooper. Even though the sound was kind of messed up, and then she couldn't hear herself in her earpiece, she still sang, and she couldn't hear herself, but she still sounded amazing, you know what I'm saying? And I know she's probably like a perfectionist, and she was very upset when she got off stage doing that set, and I was just like, man, damn, you know, Shantae could have told her a little something before she even went on stage. Let's talk about Chrisette's mama. Woo, boy, her mama slash manager, yeah, she a piece of work, because she was just like, why we even come to the ghetto? I don't know, you know, this is the reason why I don't want to come to the ghetto, and all this other stuff. And Chrisette was like, yeah, now this is the reason why, you know, the ghetto has the reputation that it has. And I'm just like, damn, the ghetto though. And they was in Inglewood. Come to find out, they was in Inglewood, you know, and I'm assuming Inglewood, California. I know it ain't the only Inglewood in the world, but I'm assuming they was in Inglewood, California, and her mama was not, you know, happy with the situation, because, you know, they wanted to keep the fans waiting and shit like that, and you know, Chrisette wasn't down with that. So, you know, moving on. So next we see, you know, we see Little Mo, and we see what's her name? Claudette Ortiz. They talking and stuff, because, you know, Lil Mo's going through the situation with a divorce from her current husband, and she's trying to figure out, you know, how the kids are going to handle it. You know, when she lets them know, you know, that they're not, her and her husband's not going to be together anymore and stuff like that. So they're talking and everything, and it's all cool. But then when I saw, and I did not think that she was actually gonna be on camera on the show with her kids sitting down having that conversation. I wasn't down with that. Like, my whole thing with, you know, reality TV shows and certain things like that, this type of reality show, it's R&B Divas, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the divas. It's all about, you know, the singing and all of that, and whatever projects they're gonna be doing. When you start to bring children into this kind of platform, and you have to sit them down and you have to discuss something as as important and as crucial, very tense as divorce, and you're sharing that with your kids on television. See, I don't have a problem with you talking to your children about it. That's not my thing. My thing is you talking to your kids about it on national television. So, you know, you never know how this is going to affect them. And I understand that she might want everybody to see this and share in her world and everything, but some things are meant to be left private, and I mean really private, as in, nah, we not gonna sign this contract and say that, you know, my kids have to be a part of this whole situation. So when I saw her sitting there, and then I saw them kids, I was just like, what, whoa, why is the kids right there on TV having this discussion, you know, exposing how they feel? When they get older, they might look at this and be like, damn, didn't want my feelings to be, you know, public. to the whole entire world and shit like that. I just didn't agree with the whole putting the kids out there. I would have, you know, I'd have much more preferred her had that conversation in private and then come back and talk to one of the divas or whatever and say, well, this is what was said and all that. Having the kids on there, primetime live, whatever, I didn't agree with all that. And we see, you know, Michelle Lay, and she's doing her her piece for Toni Cornelius and the suicide project that she's working on. And that was one of the saddest things I have ever seen on television. And come to find out that she had just tried to commit suicide like 6 months before the D-Vlogs was done. And just like a lot of people, you know, I was on Twitter and a lot of people was just like, damn, I didn't know it was that recent. But now I understand why every time we see her and we see her on TV on the show talking about her suicide and she break down and cry every time. That's because it's recent. Like, this just happened. So, you know, I mean, true enough, I know people might get a little tired of it. You know, if that's what she's going to be doing this entire season is crying. But I can sympathize and understand her situation and get that it's difficult to talk about it. So she was doing a little piece with Toni Cornelius and talking about she's the face, you know, it was called I Am the Face, you know, and she was the face of suicide, and she was talking about, you know, how to prevent it and things of that nature. And it was, you know, it was just very difficult to watch her try to get through that and read it in front of the camera, and it was just very, very emotional to watch. Okay, so getting to a happier note. Oh my god, this was probably my favorite part of the episode. Was when Miss Leela James went and got her tattoo done. Her very first tattoo ever. Now, I have tattoos and I know that, yeah, they hurt. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. So anybody out there who want to get a tattoo, yeah, they hurt. I'm not even going to lie about it. She, you know, Chrisette Michelle, you know, wanted to bond with all the girls, and she said before she, you know, wants to work with people, she wants to bond with them. So they went to have, you know, they all went together to see Leela James get her very first tattoo. And boy, when I tell you that this girl, oh, what the, and I was just like, well, she was like, hey, wait, stop. And even though she was saying stop, the guy just kept on going. Just like, Meanwhile, I see Chrisette Michelle on the floor rolling. I swear to God, if I was there, I'd probably been laughing just as hard. It was so funny because she kept screaming and was like, y'all, hell with this. But when she got, you know, but when it was all over and said and done, she was like, oh, it's pretty. So the main part of this episode that I really enjoyed was the last part. Shantae Moorhead wanted them to, you know, work on this project with her, work on this song with her. And the song is called, you know, I Know, right? You know, so she's singing the song and she let them hear the song at first. And then she asked them, you know, I want you to work on the song with me. Now, the way she presented it the first time I saw it, she is basically making it seem like she wanted them to write lyrics or put their part in it. And you know, and obviously that's not how it was when they came into the studio later on. And then when she talked to them and then she played the track, and she was just like, I want y'all to take, you know, there's a high part, there's a low part, there's a middle part, and it was only the part in the chorus that says, you know, I know, right? And that's the only part that she pretty much wanted them to sing. So then there was like a moment of silence, like, and then Chrisette Michelle was like, yeah, well, she said she wanted us to do something that sounds very similar to backgrounds. And, you know, and that's when it went off. It was just like, no. And then Chrisette Michelle was like, nah, they sound like backgrounds. Do you want us to sing backgrounds? I've never sang background, ever. You know? And then Little Bo was like, I haven't sang background since 98. I was just like, oh my God. Now see, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, wow, man. She want them to sing backgrounds. To Shantae Moore, singing background may not be, you know, a bad thing for her, because she said, you know, she sang background for Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle, and all these other people, or whoever else hell she sang background for. But when you're talking to people who like Chrisette Michelle, who's never sang background and don't believe that background is not a place where they want to be, especially when they are a well-known solo artist. You know, you don't want to sing background. Then she should have told them. See, this was that's how it went down. And Lil Mo said it right. She was just like, you know what? Maybe if you would have told us the truth from the beginning and said, this is what I want you to do. I really don't want you to sing the song because it's already been pre-written and everything like that. I just want to use your name. And then she just stopped and was like, never mind. Because that does not sound right. It does not sound, it just doesn't sound right. Like, it just makes it seem like I'm just using you just in case that Joan get a Grammy or get nominated for a Grammy, which sounds a lot like the situation that happened in ATL, but I don't really watch that show. But it does sound a lot like the situation with Faith Evans and the ATL situation. Oh, they actually decided to go ahead and do it reluctantly. It looked like reluctantly. They didn't really want to do it. And then I'm just sitting there watching them. Each one of them is going to the booth. You know, Leela James, she goes in there and she sings her ride, I know, ride. You got Lil Mo, she goes in there and she sings her little background. She's like, I know, ride, da 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 da. And then next thing you know, this was my favorite part of the whole show, for real. Favorite part of the entire show. Chrisette Michelle, she went in there, she went in that booth and she went there and she said, okay, if I'm not sounding good, tell me if I'm not sounding good, okay? Then she sang it, and she was like, I know, right? And then she sang it, and then Shantae, I think you made a mistake on this, sweetie. I think it's bad for you when you did this, because you pretty much when you did this, I think you gave Chrisette Michelle your song, because when she sang that chorus, and then Shantae Moore told her, well, you want to put something in the chorus? Chrisette wrote that jump right there. And then she sang that, and it was like dun 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 dun. And then I was just like, damn. And when I saw that, I was just like, and she could have sang the whole song. And personally, just listening to her voice over that track, I would purchase a song if she recorded it versus purchasing a song that Shantae recorded. I'm just saying, it's a good song. I like the song, but personally, I like Chrisette Michelle's voice over that particular track. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe y'all can, you know, talk amongst yourselves and figure that out. But that's how I thought about it. When they got out of the studio and everything, you know, Shantae was like, well, they didn't look too happy, or they looked like, you know, they wasn't looking me in my face. That's because you wasn't straight with them from the very beginning. If you would have said backgrounds, it's very clear. If you would have said backgrounds, then it would have made perfect sense to them. And then you would have gave them a situation. You would have gave them a situation where they could have said yes, definite yes, or really a definite no. But they said yes because they thought that they was gonna. And even though all of them, they serious, most of them, I think Leela James wasn't quite sure, but I know most of them thought that they were just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to do my part and I'm going to be, you know, on this record with her, not singing backgrounds and all this other shit. But, yeah, that was pretty, and I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, well, I guess Michelle A wasn't on it because, you know, she was dealing with the whole suicide situation, but I think that would have been bomb. But I'm kind of glad because she is my favorite diva. You know, she's been my favorite diva from last season, so she's still my favorite. But Leela James and Chrisette Michelle, they're like, I'm really loving them too as well. But yeah, you know, I was really loving this episode, and I'm just loving this season so far. I already knew it was going to be nice, so I'm very happy. Okay, so now let's get into LA Hair, which is, you guys know, it's my favorite show. So the show kicks off with the drama, like, immediately. I mean, they ain't waste no time in this episode getting shit started. So, you know, you guys know that Naja, she, you know, broke the world's record for most nails, I think, filed and painted, you know, in an 8-hour period or something like that. She has a Guinness Book of World's record. And then it happens to be, that was the day before. Now the next day happens to be Lisa's birthday. Kim, she orders 2 cakes, right? She orders 2 cakes, and she has both of the cakes arrive. You know, they coming in. She set it up in the break room, and she called everybody in there to come, you know, find out what's going on. And so she tells them, she's like, well, yeah, she has, this is to celebrate Naja and Lisa and yada yada yada. Everything was going really good, but then here come Dante. How you gonna give 2 cakes to 2 people who don't like each other? Like, how you gonna have 2 cakes on the same day for 2 people that don't like each other? My thing was like, okay, Dante, we get it. You are the shade starter. We understand. We get that. But that right there, that was too much. Because the minute he said that, Lisa left the room. So she left the room and she went back to her client. And I'm just sitting there like, oh God, here we go with the shit. I'm watching and I'm just like, okay, so where's this gonna go? But Naja's sitting there and she's just like, I don't know what's going on. I thought all the beef was squashed. I don't understand. I don't have no problems with this girl. It's not that I don't like her. She said that. That's what Naja said. She said, I don't like her. You know, I mean, she said, it's not that I don't like her. You know, I never said I don't like her or anything like that. But it's obvious, you know, from Lisa's body language that she does not like Naja. You know, but she walks away, goes back to her client, and it's all good, blah, 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 for a moment. In the meantime, you know, Dante says that, but then Anthony, at the same time, he co-signing. He just like, well, if you wouldn't have said it, I would have said it too. He asked Kim. He asked Kim, how are you gonna buy a cake, you know, for Naja? Her day was yesterday, and today is Lisa's birthday. My thing is this: in the workplace, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm with Jazz. Jazz was like, there's cake here, fuck it, let's eat cake. It's not that big of a damn deal. I didn't think it was all that serious for them to be like, well, my day was yesterday. Damn, okay, Lisa, your birthday, okay, I get it. It's your birthday. You want to celebrate. You don't want no drama on your birthday. I understand that. I get it. Point taken. But, you know, just yesterday, you know, Naja had, you know, something going on with her, and it's not, you know, Kim is the owner of the salon. People act like Kim's not supposed to do what the hell she wants to do. This is Kim's salon. She can do whatever the fuck she want to do. It's her salon. Damn. What she can do, what she can't do. I'm like, don't she own this shit? And why are so many people telling her what she can and what she can't do? Between Dante telling her what she should do, between Jazz telling her what she can do, since Leah's be telling her what she can do too. But never mind. Anyway, Lisa goes back to her station. And then a little bit later, you know, Naja comes up to her. You know, she wants to, it seems like, this is what I'm getting from it. It seems like she walks up to her and she's just like, well, you know, I have no beef with you, blah, 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 blah. And it looked as though she wanted to squash it. That's what I got from it. People in my Twitter feed think otherwise. They thought that she was trying to start some shit. But I don't believe that. I believe that Naja was going over there to sincerely squash that shit. It got a little ratchet because Lisa just kept saying shit and talking outside her mouth and cursing and saying, well, you know what? I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. Okay, well, you know, once you start saying stuff like that, okay, you have a problem with her. But then she was like talking and saying a little slick shit, and then next thing you know, something, she said, I know you said something about me, about I look like a man or whatever the case may be, and I don't know, like, hey. So she said, you know, well, do I look like a man or whatever? So Naja kindly looked under her, no, she was like, do I have an Adam's apple? Or do it look like I got an Adam's apple? So Naja tilts her head, looks under Lisa's neck, and she says, kinda. And that's when it went off. Lisa reached out to try to touch someone, and it was on, and then the fight was on, and here come Anthony talking about stop. And I'm just like, okay, that's fucked up. And I seriously, and I don't care what anybody else says out here, through my Twitter feed, Facebook, whatever the fuck. The minute you touch some damn body, the minute you touch me, it goes down. You do not touch another person. And Leah said it. She said, I don't care. I don't care about what, you know, I can understand that Naja shouldn't have walked over there, or that Naja walked over there and said something to her, and I can understand that she said she looked like a man and all this other stuff. I don't care. You will not swing on somebody else in my sister's salon. I don't understand why people don't get that. But people all up in my Twitter feed was like, oh, nah. Because if she walked over there and she approached me, then she was asking for it. No, not unless she walked over there and said, I want you to hit me in my face, or I want you to try to reach out and choke me, or whatever the case may be. She did not say that. She went over there and just looked at the girl's neck. The girl asked her a question. She gave her an answer. Do I look like I have an Adam's apple? Kinda. You gonna get mad because she answered your damn question? Fuck that. I like Naja. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I like her. The reason why I like her, and I said it on my Twitter. I said it on my Twitter yesterday. I was like, I like her because she the smallest person in the shop with the most goddamn fire, and she don't back down from shit. Little people, those are the ones you gotta look out for real. The little ones, those are the ones that you really need to look out for. Trust. Since the drama kicked off at the very beginning of the show, you know, the rest of the show kind of went about. Everybody was talking about the fight and how, you know, you should not be putting your hands on other people, and the fact, don't even want to talk about Kim and her breakdown. She had a breakdown because obviously the situation that happened, you know, Naja got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, like, Lisa's head was all jacked up, but Naja literally got hurt. She ripped her fingernail off. So she ended up going to urgent care. And I'm just like, what the fuck she gone to urgent care? It's not like, you know, she won the fight or anything. I mean, it's not like, you know, Lisa won the fight. It wasn't really a win-lose type situation. It was just two ladies going at it, and you know, Naja got a broke nail and Lisa's hair was all jacked up, but she just did the little toot toot and wrapped it on up and was back to work. It's never a good situation when you are fighting like that, or, you know, throwing down in the workplace. Come on, y'all got to be more professional than that. And that's the reason why Kim had you know, she broke down, crying and weeping. It kind of looked like it was staged for television. But who am I to say? In the end, it just seemed like, okay, the situation was, Naja was like, look, either she go or I go. You know, because if she gonna stay here and work, yeah, I can't be here. And I was like, no, please, Naja, don't leave. That's how I was, you know, because I was like, Lisa can go on, you know, because I wasn't happy to welcome her from the giddy up any goddamn way. I ain't liked her though since the beginning, and I still don't like her. I don't like her attitude. So if she did quit, like, my whole thing is, they said she walked out, she packed up all her shit and she left and all that good shit. But anything can happen. Anything can happen on this show, because she could end up going and working for Angela. You know, and y'all know Angela's still on the show. Hey, Dante and Angela got together. Yes, after all that had went down, they ended up meeting up, and then we find out that Angela is the mole in the whole situation. She is the one that's connected the dots. She is the one that's been going back to Lisa and telling Lisa what Naja has said about her. My question is, how the hell Angela know? Angela don't even work there. How the hell does Angela know? Or does Dante tell Angela? Because we see Dante and Angela talking at the end of the episode, and we find out that Angela is the one that told Lisa that Naja says she looks like a man. So I'm sitting there like, oh man, really? Angela got a lot of power, because she's sitting up there causing drama in the shop, and she no longer works there. So you guys are letting this girl come in, and I do like Angela, I really do. But yeah, she's coming up in here and causing a whole bunch of drama and shit. And yeah, and she doesn't even work there anymore. But when Dante was telling her Dante was running down the whole situation and telling her everything that happened, like word for word. I was like, damn, Dante should be a court reporter, because he had that damn the whole thing on lockdown. It was like his eyes was a video camera, because he told her exactly what happened, the way it went down and everything. And I was like, damn, Dante. I was like, but then again, I figure like this: if you're gonna spill the tea and if you're gonna gossip and shit, get the story right. Get the story right. Alright guys, so those are my reviews for today. So if you like this video, please click that like button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.